Hi, I'm Darrell,
And I'm Elia.
and we are Black Nerdy Scholars. Welcome back, welcome back.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Hey, y'all.
How have you been?
Oh, I've been good. It's the finals week, so just hoping everybody submit their shit because I didn't check because I'm not
Yeah.
chasing anybody down. It's kind of like if you can get it now between when I look at it on Monday to grade, get it anything in late between now and then. I don't care. But yeah, I'm kind of glad to be done teaching. I can just write now, which
Yeah.
will, just help me wrap stuff up faster. What they don't tell you is really hard to teach and write at the same time. So
Yeah,
draining.
I get that. Because it's like for writing your dissertation, or even when it's just like doing a
Trying to take
project.
classes and
Like you're doing a project and then you also have to divert your attention towards this other thing, in this case teaching. And it's like for teaching English classes, there are novels or texts or just even passages that you have to read for your students that have nothing to do with what your dissertation is.
Exactly.
And it's like you gotta yeah, for sure.
And it's for sure. I always feel bad because I feel like I can never give them as much as I wish I could because I have to dedicate so much to teaching. So it always feels like I'm cheating them a little bit. So I feel guilty. Not that they even give a fuck, but still.
Totally. No, I get that. I don't get that. Can I ask a question about your ADHD?
Yeah.
Are you able to like read more than one book at the same time? Or just like do more than one like dedicated media at the same time?
No.
Oh yeah? Okay, why?
I feel like I can start something and then I feel like I hyperfixate on it. I feel like I can stop and start something new and then like return to it in a reasonable time. I find that when I try to like multitask with my books, one book always ends up being my focus. This is also more so for like fun reading, not like
I think I mostly meant fun reading because I think for school reading it's a little different because at least during coursework you're kind of expected to read a bunch of different things at the same time because you're taking different classes. I more so meant for like fun reading outside of the academy. And I feel like the way you're supposed to do it is with like dedicated effort.
Yeah.
But I find that I am able to do each of the things that I want to do for longer when I divvy them up.
Yes.
Right? Because it's like I can binge one thing, even if it's like a TV show. I can binge a TV show, and then there will be a point where I'm just like, this is no longer scratching the itch in my brain. I don't care. And if I haven't finished by then, it's going to be a lot harder for me to just finish in general. But if it's like I'm gonna do like 2 episodes of this and then 2 episodes, like just having a thing. I guess what I'm describing here is like the thing that has helped me with my brain is having dedicated cutoffs for what I'm doing so it doesn't run out the clock super duper fast.
Yes.
And so I've been trying to get in the habit of just reading what I want in the moment, even if I'm going back and forth between different books. I don't know. I think it's worse for books when it comes to like what it feels like I should be doing. Like I feel like I'm
there's a
doing
right way to
something
read.
wrong. Right.
I know that's not necessarily true.
And it isn't true. We know that isn't true.
Yes, there's not like a one surefire system of reading or even like managing what you read because that's really what we're talking about. Honestly, I feel like when the less pressure I put on myself to feel beholden to, like, oh, you don't have to finish this book to necessarily earn the right to start another book. I find when I stop having that mindset about it, it gets a little easier for sure.
Because I don't think that this is a specifically autistic or ADHD way to think about it, but I do know a lot of people with similar like processes. There's this like cliche, I guess, of like needing that uh needing that threat of a deadline or a punishment
Yeah.
or something to do stuff, right? Because ADHD is a issue of regulatory systems, right?
Yeah.
It is regulating or an inability to regulate um attention and really emotion in general. And so like I think my manifests in a lot of stuff, but like it interferes with things like cooking. It's not just attention. It's hard to go do a thing that I want to do because it's not turning on the correct lights in my brain. And I feel like I've conditioned myself to feel guilty
Yeah, same.
for leaning on outside stimuli to like push me to do things. But I don't know. I think forgiving myself for it, like it is a I know people will look at us, especially with like our multiple degrees, and
Yeah.
roll their eyes at this idea that like what we have is a disability. And it's okay to treat it, I guess, to make this section valuable. Yeah.
Yeah. It feels like with our disabilities or our mental our misfirings, it
Mm-hmm.
it, it feels
That's a good
like
word for it.
yes. It feels like since we can often use it to do things that are considered positive or productive, like getting a higher degree,
Mm-hmm.
I think people feel like less inclined to think of it as like a disability because it's like, oh, you still can get your PhD and do all that and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, nah, bro, it wasn't that simple. It was
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
It was
know.
a fight.
Yeah. And the fight doesn't go away. We just
Nah.
learned the techniques
Yeah.
and are able to find a thing
Fight
that
back.
works. Yeah. To all the neurodivergence out there, like you're good. You're fine and safe. Um find the skills that help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one
All
size
right.
fits all.
All right, that's enough about ADHD. Let's get to the content catch up.
I won't touch too much on Love Island since we had a whole episode.
Yeah, we just talked about Love Island, dude. Like, we don't need a
I
degree for Love Island. We can talk about Love Island in office hours.
Yeah, for sure. It's
Yeah.
just I just think
Other
it's
than
funny
Love
because
Island,
like
what are you? Uh-huh.
time doesn't feel real in the same way. Like we're only a weekend, but the time does not feel like it's accelerating with the time that we're accelerating. But
Yeah, no, I get
anyways,
it. Because it's also like while Love Island is happening, there are other cultural events that are happening. Like
yeah,
the NBA finals are happening, and then the World Cup just started, and so there is this part of me that's like, even at the moments where I feel the most out of sync with Love Island and like the fandom surrounding it, there's a part of me that's like excited to be aware of a monoculture like while
yeah.
it's happening,
It's
because there
cool
just
just
aren't
being in the
many of those
moment.
left. Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's
like
really
we had
exciting.
Euphoria Sunday.
Yeah. But
Like what else?
even then it's like it wasn't like it was during season 2. Euphoria Sunday during season 2 was a lot more exciting than season 3.
Oh no, Euphoria Sunday does does not count. You can't apply that to season 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
We
no, I
we were
agree.
there under duress. Season 2 though, it was for the
Yeah,
love of the game.
yeah, yeah. I know it's really exciting to be a part of like these big events that everyone. I don't know. That it feels like culture,
Yes.
which is exciting. Anyway,
Like what I
oh, sorry. Finish your thing. I was gonna
Oh no,
transition.
I was gonna be like when I was at karaoke and somebody said type shit, and someone was like, have y'all been watching Love Island? I was like,
You sound
yeah,
like Corbin.
Corbett. So it's cool
Yeah,
having those moments with people you don't necessarily know that well,
yeah.
even.
Yeah. All right. Besides Love Island,
Yes.
what have you been consuming?
This is not much better, but no, I'll start with Interview with the Vampire. I've been reading
Sure.
Interview with the Vampire, the
Oh, like the
novel.
original novel.
Yes, by Anne Rice.
Yeah.
Who, like, she's a very interesting person.
1980 something.
I think the Interview with the Vampire came out in like 1975, 6 or something. It was older than I thought.
Novel.
Because I was like, oh, this is
76.
like,
You hit it right on the head.
this is quite gay, you know, in many ways, but in like more overt ways than I expected.
Anne Rice low-key looked like Edna Mode.
She does.
But
Honestly.
that's not important. Anyway, Interview with the Vampire original novel.
Yes. Some things that shock me, how gay the original text is, and like, or you know, you expect a lot of gay subtext always with stuff like this, but a lot of it just, I'm like, oh, this is just overt. Like
For the people that aren't
thing.
familiar, can you give us a quick synopsis?
Yeah, of course.
Of
What am I
Interview with the
doing?
Vampire?
So, Interview with the Vampire. The book is about this man named Louis Dupont Dulac. He's a Creole plantation owner from New Orleans. You know, he got slaves and whatnot, and he ultimately is telling his story to this interviewer. I think he's a reporter, or you know, he's a young boy who's up and coming, doing journalism and whatnot. But he's telling the story of how he became a vampire and essentially his adventures or misadventures with the French vampire Lestat de Lioncourt. And yeah, you find out all about him, his vampire journey, how he tries to kill Lestat, his pseudo daughter that they turn Claudia. I'd say prior to the TV show, the most popular adaptation was with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise.
Yeah. And
yes.
like 94?
Yes. And the thing about the adaptations is they just progressively get gayer. Like, it was really a lot of really homoerotic in the movie and whatnot, and quite homoerotic in the book. And then the show, it changes a lot. And they actually have like
without being explicit, could you express the homoeroticism just to paint a quick picture? Because it's not like they're just like I was gonna say something more crude than I'm comfortable with, but you know what I mean. Explain the actual parameters of the eroticism of this vampire novel.
Well, one, I feel like vampires are like a breeding ground for homoeroticism, just because of like the close relationship between like the fledgling and the maker and whatnot. Just like how you interact with the body as a vampire. Like, oh, like this dude got his teeth in your throat. Like,
yeah, there's a phallic penetrative act.
Yeah,
that like spreads this intoxicating influence. From one another. Yeah.
And honestly,
plus, like, all the ties to the Catholic Church.
Yeah, also Anne Rice was a formerly Roman Catholic, so you see that a lot in her texts. Louis is like, he struggles with his, you know, of course, religion. Like, where is the role of God in my vampire life? Like, does my soul belong to Satan? Like, stuff like that. There's also like, it gets gay in the sense that like Louis and Lestat basically parent a child together. Like, they take in Claudia. Like, Lestat makes a lot of references to like motherhood and feeling like a mother, like wanting to be a mother.
So and they're both boys.
Yeah, they're both boys. So there's a lot of queering of gender and whatnot with the relationship. Honestly, Anne Rice has even alluded to like, she feels like she might have been a gay man, which I kind of feel bad for her. Yeah. Because I feel like she was kind of like a little too early for the... She could have been living her life as a gay man if she was born a little bit later. So I was like, oh, kind of sad. But also, you might not have made the banger books you wrote.
Yeah.
Without your gay trauma, Anne Rice. But yeah, now we got the actual show where it's like actually gay. And Louis is black, which I thought was an interesting added a lot
still a plantation owner? Because that's Riley Ritchie, right? Or Jacob Anderson.
Yeah.
Is that actor in the show?
Yeah. So his family, he's descended from like, because his father owned a plantation. So they were like black slave owners.
Okay.
And Louis, Yeah. And Louis also a pimp too, which I think
Okay, go
yeah,
on.
so I think that kind of like continues the legacy of him dealing in like the trading and
Flesh.
selling of bodies.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the
the dealing of
libidinal
flesh.
economy and whatnot. So yeah,
I did not
honestly,
know. Sorry, say your thing.
or I was like, I think it's cool to see how like a show can be like taken beyond the book and made into something perhaps that could have never existed in like its time period, but like now we can have like gay Louis, straight up gay Louis and Lestat. Well, also
Hmm.
Lestat is pansexual. Not let me not mislabel my king.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say I didn't realize how many novel. I didn't realize it was a series.
Oh yeah,
I
there's
thought
like
I thought there was one
13
book.
books at
Like I
least.
knew The Vampire Lestat was a sequel to Interview with the Vampire, but I thought it was like it's a movie, right? It's not a show.
It's Interview with the Vampire is a show. So
Interview with the Vampire is a show,
the
and
first two
then the
seasons cover the first book, and then the season that we're in now, it's technically like the Vampire Lestat is like separate in the sense that you're changing narration, like you're going from Louis to Lestat's
so
narration.
is this season 3 of Interview with the Vampire, or is it its own sequence? Like I technically like is it its own show or movie? Because I thought it was a film.
Does both work if that makes sense? Because I feel like it's its own, like it exists in a
It
standalone.
would people understand it closer to a spin-off than a third season?
I'd say yeah, I would just say the way it functions, it makes more sense to think of it as a spin-off, just because the whole thing is like Lestat is so he hates how Louis has betrayed him in this novel and whatnot, and this is his response from his
Mm-hmm.
perspective on what happened between him and Louis, and just you're seeing Lestat trying to be a rock star and whatnot, and I think it's cool because like him and Louis just have completely different narration styles.
Mm-hmm.
Like Lestat is super erratic and but almost in a way like you're like, oh, he seems really to he wants to get all the truth out. Louise is more like a memoir. It's very polished.
Mm-hmm.
He of course he feels very unreliable in a different way than Lestat, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I haven't watched the show. I don't think I've seen the Tom Cruise movie. Definitely haven't read the book. When I saw some of the advertisement for The Vampire Lestat, I
Hmm.
assumed it was a spin-off. Come to find out, it is a sequel novel in a long series.
Yeah, there's like 13
There's
ish
like
books.
13 books in the Vampire Chronicles. Anne Rice's The Vampire Chronicles.
Yeah. I hope it can at least get to the vampire Armand. One thing about Armand is he's never actually been portrayed in media because he's not in the original movie. So this is the
Sure.
first time we're seeing Armand portrayed in anything. So and he's just
Sure.
amazing. So I hope we
It's
get
like a
to
character that is really important, but only way into the dying
yeah,
pieces of a
like
series.
he
Yeah,
matters to Louis. He matters especially more in the series now because he dates him and Louis have like an on and off thing kind of thing. But like
sure.
Armand's like the orchestrator. He kind of just seems like this like pathetic loser who's in between Louis and Lestat. But you
Hmm.
find out he's like the super powerful vampire and he's orchestrated all these events that have happened between people. So I'm like, I definitely hope we can get to his book. It's really popular, so I feel like it's very
Yeah.
possible.
That kind of character is always really interesting to me because that's how I feel about like Robin, the figure of Robin in
Yeah.
Batman, where it's like there hasn't been an on-screen Robin like in the Robin suit since
Yeah.
Chris O'Donnell in like 1999 or something like that.
But he's such a
Um,
fascinating character.
he's so interesting, and
Yeah.
or even more than Robin, Nightwing.
Yeah.
Like the most recent Nightwing was in Titans, like live action was in Titans, in which he starts as Nightwing, and it kind of just I've only seen the first like parts of the first season, so like Titans heads like correct me if I'm wrong. But it like alludes to and it explains some of the relationship between him and Batman, but we don't get to see it.
Yeah.
And like I'm really interested. Like I love the character of Robin, and it just bums me out that
He's
Batman live
underutilized.
action franchises never last long enough for it to make sense to have a child there, let alone
Yeah.
a second or third one, right? Because it's like I don't think there's been an on-screen Jason Todd, well, except in Titans.
Yeah.
Um,
Do you think
Tim
that they
Drake,
would make
Damian
it?
Wayne.
Do you think we'd make it to there and Robert Pattinson's Batman?
I think we'll get a Dick Grayson.
Yay.
I think we'll get a Dick Grayson in the Bat and Matt Reeves is the Batman series. Definitely not this next one. Maybe the third one will be about introducing Robin, and then a fourth one will be Batman and Robin.
I feel
But
like
that's highly optimistic, and also would be like a decade from now.
it'd be cool if in like 15 years he can get his standalone, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, a thing that I've been doing.
Yeah.
What was
Oh, here's
that?
to Armand and Dick Grayson getting a standalone.
Ally. Um, the thing that I've been the content I've been on, I've
Yeah.
started replaying Persona 5, specifically
Oh,
Royal. Yeah. Because they
yeah,
just
I played
announced, they
some of
just
that.
revealed the teaser for
Oh,
Persona
for Persona
6.
6.
Yeah. This one's green. Ooh. And that's like literally all we know about it. There have been some leaks about the protagonist. But other than that, we like know absolutely nothing. And I'm really excited because I love Persona.
I played. I need to finish it because you know that bitch is long as fuck.
That bitch is long.
I get kind of frustrated because I probably told you this already, but what is the little blonde boy? I really want to make
In
my main
5?
character. Yeah, he's like the bestie.
The
Crash
oh my
out.
God. Why is it slipping my mind?
Like
I
little
was literally
blonde crash
playing it
out
2 days
archetype.
ago. Ryuji.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah,
Ryuji.
I really like. He's who I would like personally want the main character of the day if I could just pick any of like the side characters. The girls don't really. I mean, I like them, but you know, they're just. I don't necessarily like them for him.
Yeah, no, I get that. I
Yeah.
think so. The Persona series, if anyone's hasn't been hasn't been invested in those. Persona is a JRPG franchise made by Atlas Studios that is half social sim, half dungeon crawler, and each game is disconnected except the ones that aren't. And they roughly follow a teenage boy that during the day has to go to school and do teenage stuff, but at night, like, fights demons in the underworld or
Really,
wherever like they are
you
in
got to
that
get on the
setting.
train and shit to go to school.
Yeah. And so it's
Go to
like you have to
class.
you go to class, you do studies, you can hang out with people after school, and then you go fight demons. In Persona 5 specifically, you're like fighting crime
Corrupt
by
ass school, like your PE teacher and stuff.
yeah. Or like McDonald's CEO.
Like,
Where
he
in
has a lot of
Persona 5,
responsibility.
the dungeons are you like entering the psyche of corrupt people and changing their hearts, which I gotta say feels really illegal. Like obviously the game treats it that way, like police respond, but like there's something moral about that process that doesn't sit perfectly right with me. And maybe I'm too woke. Maybe I'm too woke for this.
It
But
gets
it's
a little
like
weird.
I think the concept of like non-consensually fundamentally altering someone's consciousness, is
Yeah.
that not like
Is that non-con?
isn't that a form of torture? Like, don't you
Oh,
like don't you like condition people?
oh yeah, like a
Obviously, it's not the same, But to
But I see
me,
what you're saying.
it feels like in the same realm of like abusing a person to the point where they like submit, even if you don't use violence, right? Where it's just like they didn't they didn't consent to change. But also, all these people are like evil and actively causing harm. So it's not. I'm not.
I feel like
I'm not
that's
saying
how
don't do
that's
it.
the technicality well, not technicality, but that's how they get away with it.
Yeah.
It's like, let's alter the
Yeah.
consciousness of the worst thing you know.
Yeah. Because then it's like, I don't know. I don't want to get too deep into it. Because I know people will probably hear this and say that I'm dragging it, and that's okay. I'm comfortable with that. But yeah, no,
Are we too
I've been
woke,
playing it
chat?
again. Chat, is this too woke? Chat, you have to tell me. Computer? Yeah. Because I've been thinking about the romances, and the part of the thing that I wanted to talk about, or the play their game for, is I've been thinking a lot about the romance in those games.
Yeah.
And on my
Oh,
end,
I'm always thinking about
personally,
romance.
I find it odd that you can romance like teachers and like grown adults.
You can?
At least in 5. One of the romance options is the homeschool teacher or the
What?
homeroom teacher.
How
Kawakami? I don't remember her
is
name.
that like on the same timeline of him just being at school? He's like, "Hey teacher, you want to go on a date?" Like, what is
So in 5, spoilers for 5, this game that's like 7 years old. Your homeroom teacher is having money troubles.
Sorry.
Hold on. Hold on. And so she's been working on like during night shifts as a like call like order maid, and she has to wear the maid uniform when she cleans.
Oh, it gets worse.
Yeah. And so when you hang out with her out of school, you can like call her to your house to clean. But
This
it's
is
like when you're
terrible.
there, you're like spending time together, and it's just like jail. Didn't Haley Beck just get caught for that shit like not too long ago?
Yeah. It's interesting because like it almost feels like the romance mechanics at least for this particular storyline, it feels closer to like a hentai game than like
Yeah, there is a little bit of like a
otome game,
harem like kind of feel to it. But the thing that wasn't the interesting part for me, because I know that there's like cultural differences. I'm not the arbiter of Japanese culture, so who knows how regular this is. I know
Hey,
ages of
fucking your
consent
teacher
are
is weird.
different. I mean, I think it's
For the
weird
teacher.
For the teacher. Yes.
You should be doing it in your student, but the onus is on the teacher.
I agree, but also I know some people will be like, things are different in Japan, and I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't want to fight about that.
Have your difference away from
The
me.
thing that I find interesting is that I know online when people have this conversation, there's a group of people that play Persona that were like, well, I'm an adult. Why would I not want to be with an adult? You're weird for romancing the kid. And I think that's dumb.
Yeah.
But I do find it interesting because I don't think it's wrong. I just think it is a inherently different way of interacting with the role play of the game.
I think yes. I think this raises an interesting question of how people play games like this, and like the role of self-inserting,
Yeah.
and like how you approach these kinds of games. Because for me, at least, when I think of like the boy, I don't remember his name, but I think of him as oh yeah, you do name it.
You name
Honestly,
him.
in my first playthrough, I named him Elia, which was just dumb as fuck because it like
what's dumb? No, it's your game. There's nothing dumb about that.
It just felt silly because I felt like it's just everybody else's name is like
Japanese. Well, one of them's name is Anne.
Oh, that's fair.
And she's biracial.
Oh yeah, Loasia. But you know what? Good point. But yeah, I feel like I think of him as a separate entity from me. I don't think of
Yeah, yeah,
him
yeah.
as me. I think of
I
him
think
as
we
the
would read
student.
it as a narrative, right? And in
Yeah, he's a
my
character.
read of the narrative is that he is a teenager, and so it would make sense to have the teenager be with other teenagers,
Yeah,
right? And so I wouldn't want the teenager to be with an adult. But if people are playing it as that is me, I don't think that is a wrong way to play. I just think one, that's not how I do it. I fundamentally that
yeah,
is not how I would approach Ludo narrative.
yeah,
Um, but I don't think it's inherently wrong
yeah. I
to
don't
be
think it's
like, this is my insert. I'm gonna kiss the adult because I'm an adult. You know?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anyway, Persona 5, good.
Persona
Persona
5
4
good.
Persona 4 remake also coming up. Gonna play that too.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah,
I have
yeah,
to
yeah,
cop
yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Let's get into the discussion of the day.
Disclosure Day. I don't know why I
Disclosure
did this.
Day.
What am I? I feel like
Steven
I should have
Spielberg.
rings on.
Yeah, where are your fucking rings?
Oh, I'm naked.
Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day has come out. First impressions. Oh, so first, oh wait, hold on. Let's do the disclosure first. We're gonna do the spoiler-free review first.
Yes.
Spoiler-free first. We're gonna do spoilers
Yes.
later. Come back to this time, wherever that number is, and that's where
Yes.
the spoilers come in. But okay, non-spoiler review, first impression.
Did you go into this without knowing about what it was about?
I knew vaguely it was about. I mean, does this count as a spoiler? Because it is kind of like if you
I
read.
don't think
Hold on,
so.
what's in the synopsis? Let's read this. Let's read the synopsis and like make sure.
I feel like how it gets you is it's being an alien movie.
Google says a meteorologist and a cybersecurity expert find themselves at the center of a movement to expose the government's cover-up of extraterrestrial secrets. Okay,
Yeah.
so it involves the thing I knew going into it is it involves aliens somehow.
Yes. But it directly is dealing with like this cover up and this corruption
Yeah.
that is happening.
It's much more about like governmental secrets than it is about aliens are real. But
yes. There were I feel like the cool even though I'm like the coolest shots some of the coolest shots for me were
before
the
you
aliens.
get into this I agree, but before we get into this specifics.
Yes.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah, that was cool.
I thought it was okay.
Solid alien movie.
I know that's not hot and sexy. I know it's not hot and sexy to just be like this movie's okay. I know people are more interested in it's the best movie ever made or it's super hot garbage. Like Steven Spielberg is washed, he's cooked. I think the movie's fine.
I think honestly, I hate to say it, but I feel like that's the reality. Like most movies I'm gonna see are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think most movies are gonna be like egregiously bad or like super amazing.
Yeah.
Like a decent movie can aim to just be fine.
I think for people interested in the genre and interested in my take, as far as alien movie goes,
it's not gonna be your
this isn't gonna scratch your itch.
Nah.
I think Project Hail Mary
I still didn't see that.
Is much better than this. I think Project Hail Mary is really, really good. And if you're looking for like fun, like if you're looking for I don't want to say fun. If you're looking for alien movie, this really isn't it.
I was like, yeah, like it seems like aliens are back in style. I mean, I don't know if they ever went out of style, honestly, but we've had some decent aliens.
They definitely went out of style. They definitely went out of style.
I think they came back with like Alien Romulus. Is that what it was called?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Do you think they're back before then?
I no. I think they are.
You don't think they're back?
I think this is the coming back. I think especially starting at Project Hail Mary, I think we're going to see more quality alien stuff.
Okay.
Especially it's like Steven Spielberg did it, and a bunch of people are going to be like, well, if Spielberg did it, like, you know what I mean? But yeah, okay. So things we liked. Things we liked about the movie, no spoilers.
I liked some of the questions they were posing, even
Sure.
if I felt like they weren't. I wasn't satisfied with how much they were explored. If that makes sense,
I agree.
like who has the rights to information, who's responsible for the spread, or like who's responsible for what we can know and how much we know.
Yeah.
I'm always a sucker for a good religious question or whatever. But I felt like it was very.
I don't think it was fleshed out very well. It felt to me kind of tacked on.
Did it low-key feel like the scene where they were discussing God? It low-key felt like he chat GPT that.
Yeah, like it didn't I don't know. I would rather have the movie be noticeably more about the intersection between aliens and Christianity, or just religious faith, or significantly less, because I just don't. It didn't. I wasn't very sold by it.
It felt like the girlfriend was just sort of tacked on. Josh O'Connor's character's girlfriend.
Yeah.
It didn't. I felt like maybe she could have been utilized better, but it just felt like she was there.
Played by Eve Hughson.
I actually do like her as an actress.
That also reminds me. Let me get a quick Disclosure Day, directed by Steven Spielberg, written by Steven Spielberg and David Kemp. And I heard it was originally David Kemp's script that Spielberg tweaked, but I haven't looked too deep into it. Starring Emily Blunt, Josh O'Connor, Eve Hughson, Colin Firth, Coleman Domingo, and others, obviously. Oh, and Wyatt Russell, but like whatever.
And so it was like, at least when I see it from the cast, I'm like, okay, this is a strong cast.
I agree, but I didn't find them very strong in the movie. I'll say Emily Blunt acts down in this film. Like she is genuinely putting an all-star performance. And
that panic attack.
She's acting circles around Colin Firth and like Coleman Domingo. And I'm not saying that to say that Emily Blunt like isn't like all of these people should be hitting big. It felt like Colin Firth. Like I think I was most disappointed by Josh O'Connor. I am not a professional actor. I am not a credibility on acting. It felt very shallow. I did not feel so like convinced by him.
Honestly, I feel like his character in general just kind of felt more like an afterthought in comparison to Emily Blunt's character. Like I know it was supposed to be like they have this is this getting into spoiler territory?
He is the cybersecurity expert.
But yeah, you know how he's supposed to be able to communicate. He understands.
Oh, yeah. Don't say any more than that.
Okay,
that is spoilers, because I do have a point about that.
I just felt like I wasn't super sold on their like,
because I don't agree with you about the afterthought thing. I don't feel like his character was an afterthought. I just feel like the screenplay itself was really weak. I feel like most of my problems with this film are the screenplay. Because, Emily Blunt, incredible. John Williams does the score, and when there is score, it's John Williams, baby.
It's beautiful.
But also, a lot of times, were really quiet, in a like, distractingly so. And I also think the camera was hot during this film. Steven Spielberg, he can wield a camera. Like I obviously it's like he's in the fucking chair and stuff. But there's so many interesting camera tricks. There are so many really cool things with mirrors and glass.
Great shots.
Like just
that one shot with Coleman Domingo at the window.
Yeah.
Where he's talking in Emily Blunt's ear.
Yeah.
He says something and the light is like reflecting on his face.
I remember there was that scene when they were in like the motel, and it's like it goes from Josh O'Connor on the phone, and then as he starts walking, the camera pulls back and up into an overhead shot, and I was like, "Oh baby, that's a movie." Oh, this is a movie. The camera is so energetic and filled with life.
He still got it.
He's got. Go figure. Steven Spielberg still got the sauce. Like
he does.
He directed the fuck out of the camera. It just felt like, to me, lot of the actors kind of phoned it in. And also to me, the script was the
Yeah, I feel
screenplay
like
was
they
very
did.
weak.
I don't feel like they had most of the characters. They have too much to work with.
Yeah. Which is
Like you don't
so
really.
baffling because
I kind of get it because how they started the story in medias res.
yeah.
So you're right in the middle. But I felt like maybe not because of that, but I felt like the characters were just lacking and
Yeah.
they felt hollow.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. I still don't agree, but in that description, I get what you mean when you say Josh O'Connor's character felt tacked on. Because obviously any text beginning in medias res and then like getting to the actual opening to the movie,
Yeah,
there is some like transition you have to do. And when we finally encounter Emily Blunt's character, it's like it feels totally different, but that's on
yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
It felt so different that it made the like essentially prologue to me feel hollow or rushed.
yeah,
Because I think the movie's too long.
yeah. I was
I think the movie's
too long.
too long. 2.5 hour movie. I think 30 minutes could have been cut. And I feel like it moves from point to point too fast.
Yeah,
Like there's too much shit in the movie.
you know what it might have been better as like a mini series or something.
Oh my god, thank you. That is exactly how I felt in the movie theater. While I was watching, I was like, I think the word that I can best use to describe Disclosure Day is dated.
Yeah.
It felt out of date. It felt
Do you,
like
do you
this isn't how we do blockbusters anymore. This isn't how we tell stories like this anymore.
have you seen Arrival?
With Amy
Adams and
Adams.
like Jeremy
No,
Renner.
that's Denis Villeneuve. I still haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it felt like more like that, like the tail, like that era,
Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah,
like
yeah,
10 years
yeah.
ago.
Yeah, because it's like it is a Steven Spielberg summer blockbuster, but it feels like
Yeah,
it would have been a summer blockbuster a decade, 2 decades ago.
yeah,
It just doesn't feel like that's how we. That doesn't feel like how audience of today interact with what a summer blockbuster is.
hmm
And I think to that point, in it feeling dated, to me it felt like this screenplay feels like it should have been a like 8 episode streaming
yeah.
show.
I I felt like it would have given more time to delve in what I found interesting.
Yeah.
I was really
Yeah.
intrigued with the alien language and uh the the language being math because
Yeah,
of
yeah,
course
yeah, yeah.
numbers are universal. That's
Yeah,
the
yeah.
only universal language between all of us
As
and
I was
whatnot.
watching the film, there were moments that I was like, man, if this were a TV show, I could see how this scene would be so
Yeah,
different. I could mark where an episode would end and an episode would begin. Because there are like I wouldn't even say twists, but like reveals that happen.
yeah.
And it feels like not enough time was spent building up to a reveal to make it feel like it is a reveal.
We needed a whole episode in the past with
Right.
aliens.
Right. Right. There's so many sections where it's like this should be its own episode. But I mean, Steven Spielberg's never going to do a TV show, right? I don't think he has before, right? Oh no, he did.
Nah,
Oh,
I
he
don't think so.
has. He did
Oh wait.
Band of Brothers, right? That's what that's called.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
he did Band of Brothers.
Why
Yeah,
am I
yeah,
seeing Peaky the Brain?
yeah.
Oh, you created that.
Band
Oh
of
shit.
Brothers is a lot of people's favorite TV show. It's
Oh.
like one of those shows that that is like a classic, but not in our circle. You know what I mean? Because it's not like it's. I think
It's a military show?
yes. So you and I are raised and trained in a specific kind of like theatrical arty space,
Yeah.
and that usually is not synchronous with like military media.
Yeah.
And so that I've heard that show was like artsy and high, like golden
Oh.
age TV in all of the ways you would expect, except it's about army men. And so
Okay.
it feels like it's just not been on our radar. It's on the list for me. Like I've only heard it's an incredible TV show. Yeah, no. I feel like Disclosure Day like I don't want to say should have. I think I would have I liked the screenplay of this if it were an 8-episode show.
I could see it as an Apple TV show.
I said Apple TV too because
Oh,
I had
cool.
the same feeling watching this as I did watching Silo with Rebecca Ferguson. It has the same vibe.
I like her.
And the same progression, not the same pacing, but like a very similar, like, okay, this is when we find out this kind of information, and here's the action set piece that we need. Which another major complaint I have about this movie. The action in it is bad. I think the antagonists in this are whack.
I'm just not really convinced by, and mind you, I love Colin Firth. He's my Mr. Darcy. There will never be a Mr. Darcy that ever touches Colin Firth.
Yeah.
But why was he here?
Yeah,
like, okay,
I felt
this motif for the director.
So weak.
I feel like he was underutilized. Or okay, not underutilized. His script did not give him much.
I feel like the character he played, not to drag this point out, I feel like we should have learned more about him, which would only have been possible in a TV show.
Yes.
Because there's stuff that we learn about it. Like, we get like hints of a backstory, but it's not enough to fill out his character. Stop! Spoilers! It's okay.
My bad.
Bleep that out.
I mean, she ain't there.
Bleep that out too. Specifically the like agents, right? Like they're supposed to be on the run.
What are they?
They're like black hat privates, like government but not government agents, and they are goofy. They are like Looney Tunes, Three Stooges bumping into each other. They're like, it's like stormtroopers, but not even stylized.
I was gonna say that.
They're wacky and thrown around, and just like it's embarrassing. They are not convincing at all.
And I'm like, I'm supposed to believe this is like a serious government
agency. It's like, you guys are fucking dorks. Like it takes me out of any of the action set pieces, because all of the action is just it's being driven by cartoon characters. And so much of the film is supposed to be grounded and serious, and it's like not a thriller, but it feels like it's shot as if it is a thriller.
Yeah.
And then you get these government agents being like thrown around, and it's just so out of sync for me. It's such a bummer.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think before we get into spoilers, I think this movie is like, this is the kind of movie that as a kid, and this might speak more to like millennials and late older Gen Z, this is like the kind of movie you would walk in on your dad watching, and he's half paying attention to it, and you suddenly lock in.
Yes.
Like this is that type of movie. This is a dad movie. And I don't mean that as that's not the criticism. That's not a criticism. I think it's like that kind of movie. If you want interesting alien stuff, I don't think this is for you. If you're
trying to see something on Discount Tuesday, it's cool.
I think it's really cool.
Catch Disclosure Day.
I mean, I will always say support your local theaters. I think Emily Blunt makes
really
the
amazing.
movie worth it. Like genuinely, like
acting
career high acting from Emily Blunt.
This is probably one of the best roles I've seen her in.
And it's such a bummer because so much of the rest of the movie's really mid. It's fine. It is an okay movie. I know it's not sexy, but it's okay. It's fine. It does seem like reviews are giving it roughly like
3
6s,
point
7s, some 8s, like that
3.3 out of 5,
Yeah.
3.5 out of 5,
I
which I think
I
is
would
fair.
I would settle. I think, yeah, 3.5 out of 5 for me, I think.
That's
And
actually what I put on
so
Letterboxd.
so much of that is Emily Blunt.
She's
I
at least 2
cannot
stars.
express enough. And then the third star is the camera.
Yeah. Oh, and the point 5 is that one shot with the alien
Yeah.
and the deer.
Okay. All right, we're
Is that a
now
moose?
moving
No, it's
into
a deer.
spoiler territory. Spoiler territory.
The sound she makes with her mouth,
Oh,
I
the
just that
clicking
was
sound
so
is really
good.
cool. Though it does. Hold on. Can we get woke for a second?
Sure, yes.
What do you think about the alien language? Not just in this, but often. This is not the only one. But the alien language being like a clicking language when there are real life people on this planet right now that have clicking languages. Like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not saying that Steven Spielberg's doing something racist. Just like put that aside. Like, what meaning can we make out of the
Hmm.
clicking language? You know what I mean? Because the way that it's pitched in the movie, as you said, as you alluded to before, the language is that they use to translate is
Mm-hmm.
math. It is a
Math.
math language. He's
But how you
speaking in
hear
math.
it, yeah.
Yes. Um, but it's the way that as framed is as this like deeply other, heightened, unknowable thing when there are real human tribes and communities with knowable language and knowable like
Yeah.
clicking dialect.
I think my mind, of course, goes to the Gothic because that's where I study. And
Sure.
I'm thinking of aliens and how I would think of like perhaps other Gothic monsters and what they represent to
Sure.
their respective societies at the time. And so much of the monsters in the Gothic, of course, have to do with this fear of immigration and multiculturalism. So
Mhm.
I'd be willing to bet if you took aliens back and like think about what they represent and this fear of like being invaded, it I think that would fall under the reverse colonialism narrative, which essentially like colonial countries, the fear that what they've done to like other places will be done unto them. So
Mhm.
I think I would definitely think that this idea of aliens is probably derived from this idea of like this foreign essentially this immigrant. So
Mhm.
I think there's definitely something there with what you're saying and how
Mhm.
alien language often gets interpreted or like displayed as like this clicking or like
Yeah.
collection of sounds that are
Yeah.
like not they sound foreign or other,
Yeah.
to
And
us.
like to give all of these creators the benefit of the doubt, because I don't want this section to be construed as like why are you making it about race? I think to make a thing that sounds like it's like never been done before, the human mind typically just combines a bunch of stuff that have been done before,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
like
like
there's this prompt that it like went around TikTok years ago, but it was like draw something that never like you tell somebody to draw something and that never exists, and you're gonna see a collection of a bunch of things that do exist,
yeah.
right?
So yeah, I think it's because they're going to be like, why are you making it about race? I think it's always going to be about race, but not necessarily in like this like direct connective way that people think.
Yeah.
Like he went, I'm going to model this
Yeah,
off of
Steven
like immigrant.
Spielberg went racist mode on the new disclosure. Like it's not that at
Yes,
all.
I think it's just so ingrained in our lexicon of sci-fi representations and
Sure.
like and aliens and whatnot that like it's still indeed like the reverse colonialism narrative, but I don't think like necessarily like Steven Spielberg didn't come up with that. It's
Hmm.
just what it's amounted to.
Yeah. Speaking of like Steven Spielberg and the language of like sci-fi, I can't help but feel like Disclosure Day is like a spiritual sequel to ET. Like in a way,
Yeah.
it's
It kind
like
of
a boy and a girl encounter an alien. and
It
then
kind of
have
feels
to
like
fight the
E.T.
government to help it.
It feels like E.T. mixed with Arrival. At least
Yeah,
maybe because I'm like
yeah.
super thinking of like the math aspect of like uh
Yeah.
because you know the Stephen Chang, I think that's it. Wait, Ted Chang, who wrote the short story that Arrival is derived from. His whole thing is like he
I didn't
does
know it was derived from a short story.
yeah, Ted Chang, he's really cool. I tried to teach him to the students. They was not fucking with it. They suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's from Story of Your Life and other short stories. But like I found him very intriguing because he's like absolutely like a science and mathematical kind of guy, which I'm not. But
Mhm.
like he writes about it in a way that I find like I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Like I'm interested in your numbers and stuff. Like there's like this whole freaky ass short story where it's like a girl is she solves like an unsolvable equation and like
Mhm.
it's from the boyfriend's perspective, but she solves an unsolvable equation and basically loses her mind. So you
Sure.
know, thinking of like sci-fi in that way.
Yeah.
But isn't that wild? Like the language is always in math, which I get,
Yeah.
but then it always is verbalized as like this, you know, the click. Also, I wonder what Stephen King was not Stephen King.
Steven
Whoa,
Spielberg. There are a lot
wrong
of famous
Steven.
Stevens. You gotta.
And they be cooking. They do be
Yeah.
cooking. But
Yeah.
yeah,
The
he wanted to
Disclosure
use
Day by Stephen Sondheim.
he wanted to use AI for originally
Did he
make the alien
really?
noises. Yes, and Emily Blunt was
Oh,
like, no.
good on her. Oh my god. I
She was
also
like, yeah.
I had this bit about walking out of it. I had this bit about Steven Spielberg where it's like this is the second movie about a boy and a girl encounter an alien and the everyone's the bad guys. And in both of them, the aliens have a specific head
Look,
shape and
yes,
look and like color to the point where I'm like, did Steven Spielberg get abducted as a kid? Just
right.
because it feels like he knows the truth and he's been
Also, like,
trying to tell us for 20, 30 years now. 40
I always
years.
feel like I want to give his aliens a hug in a way that I don't
Yeah.
necessarily want to give hugs to other alien movie characters.
Yeah. Um more about spoilers. So Emily Blunt is like her and Joshua Khan the story. Sorry, you look
Yeah.
like you have something to say.
I was like, I was like, I know there's like a Hansel and Gretel sort of analogy
Yeah.
with
These two
them.
were like picked by the aliens to be like the translator and the mouthpiece for them as they work towards disclosing, ergo Disclosure Day, their existence in the universe and on Earth.
Brief tangent. I always
Yeah.
like, I always think it's funny thinking about it, or like, oh, the aliens were sitting there like, hey, we're gonna pick these two little white kids to be our to be our little vessels. I just think it's always funny, or at least when I'm imagining it, how the aliens decide to pick the kids and
Yeah.
question. Like, I always understand why they pick kids, because one, you know, kids are impressionable, and I think kids
Yeah.
are able to like handle information like that in a way that would probably collapse the adult brain.
Yeah,
But
well,
like,
which that is one of the central themes of the
oh
movie,
yeah,
right? Like the
yeah,
whole point of Disclosure Day, one of the biggest talking points about the movie
yes.
is
Can we handle this kind of
about
information?
information, about how the government and private entities withhold information, and
Yeah,
like questions of like, should this information be released? Who does this information belong to? Who's responsible if information that like can change the world gets out?
yeah,
And then also again, what feels tacked on, it's like, how do we negotiate extraterrestrial life with human religions? And
yeah.
the answer that is basically given in the movie is like, we accept both. And I'm
We
like,
just
I don't know,
added a god.
it just felt really, I don't know, because
I wanted more from
when
that.
Jane, Eve Hughson's character, when she first learns about the alien, her first thought is like, well, we can't tell anybody. What happens to everyone's faith in God? And I
I was
rolled
like,
my eyes so hard. Not because I'm like super anti-God, but it just felt like tacky.
yeah, I'm
Like it
like
felt tacky.
in the middle of a war.
Genuinely.
Like,
I was like,
I
I don't know,
don't think. I think
man.
that's the least of our worries right now. Finding out
Genuinely.
if aliens are real. I feel like most people would even be like, shit, hey, this is kind of cool.
Yeah. Most people wouldn't believe it. And like
Oh, this is true.
I do value that the movie is not afraid to be as directly optimistic, as
Yeah.
overtly optimistic about this kind of thing. This movie does have faith in people, where it's like,
Yeah, I like
hey,
that
these
about it.
government secrets should come out, and yes, it might be
Hurt.
tenuous, but people will adjust and grow from it.
I have to say, you know whose performance was also nice, just like a very minor role, the reporter at the end.
Yes. Yeah. Hold on. What is that woman's name?
I was like, why am I getting emotional?
What is that woman's name? I don't know. Let's check the.
I gotta say, I love when that happens in a movie. Like someone like kills it in their like 1 minute or 2 minute scene.
I don't know. But yeah, no, there's a reporter towards the end that like is in the movie for like 5 minutes and eats it down.
Yes.
Does she have a name, or is she just reporter?
Oh, because it's hard to find her, because if you look up reporter, it just says Emily Blunt's character, of course.
Yeah. Let me see. Courtney Grace. Yes, the actress Courtney Grace.
She
plays the NBC anchor in Disclosure Day. She ate down.
She did.
Really surprising. I was like, whoa. But also by that point, I'm like, God damn, this movie's long. This movie is long. I don't think the montage at the end needed to be as long as it was.
Yeah.
Of like watching the information be disseminated. And honestly, I don't agree with the feeling, but in the moment I was like, I think the movie could have ended right when they're like, this is Disclosure Day. As soon as it's like red light, green, like, or red light, hi, I'm Emily Blunt, this is Disclosure Day. I wouldn't be mad if it was just cut to black right there. I think that would have been baller. But because, like we just said, thematically, the movie is so much about the optimistic, the optimistic belief that in how people will respond to world-shattering
building
knowledge.
A relationship with them.
I get why it was valuable. I just think it was too long.
I did like how as it was like ending, I'm like, I really hope they don't try to tell us what the alien says to her. I just hope they kind of like cut it there without us actually knowing what's said, you know. And then they did that. So I was like,
I do think, like, I also like speaking to the themes, I do think it is really a thing I like about the screenplay. The only words that we get translated out of the alien are in the beginning when like they translate the clicks, and it's like don't be afraid or something like that. Don't be afraid of what you don't know.
Yeah, don't be afraid of what you don't know.
Don't be afraid of what you don't know. And then at the very end, it cuts, but we get the very last word of the film is listen. And it's like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good stuff. Like that
I felt like they did a good job of utilize what they chose to have the alien actually say was I think they I forgot how to talk. What the alien actually says, I felt like that was a good utilization of, you know, very few words being exchanged.
Yeah, I thought that was really good.
I like the shot, of course, with the deer and the alien.
I didn't like the deer. I didn't like any of the like the CGI animals took me out of it. Not like, maybe I'm being picky.
I like when they spun the camera. It was like, woo, I'm a deer. No, now I'm an alien.
Yeah. I just didn't like the CGI animals when they were there. I know that there's probably very little way to do it any other way than that. But I don't know. They were uncanny in a way that really took me out.
It felt like CGI in a way that doesn't belong to our time anymore.
Yeah, again, dated. It just kind of feels like the whole movie is a little
just
too
give
late.
me a damn dog. Like a cat.
And one last point, unless you have obviously if you have more stuff. One point that I want to make in reference to us talking about how think that the movie could have worked good as a TV show. one of the things that when the movie first starts, when we meet Josh O'Connor, we aren't like, there's no reason to assume that Josh O'Connor is also one of the like chosen.
Yeah.
Right? It's presented as if he's just a guy that like believes in the cause and got wrapped up in this like conspiracy thing. Right? And then like it starts hinting, and then it's like, no, you're one of them, and then like the big like wheat field like
Yeah.
sign happens, and I thought that was unconvincing. It felt
I
like,
feel like that's part of why I know I keep using afterthought, but I
mhm,
feel like that goes into why I feel that way.
yeah,
Because I don't feel like he was his role as the chosen just didn't
yeah,
feel I wasn't sold by him being a chosen and also him working for this company.
yeah.
And then, he just so happens to hold the information that directly like
Well, it's
is
implied
the
that
answer
the
to
the alien is kind of pulling the strings the whole time.
Yeah, because he ends up on the path because it seems like both their respective paths were related to the aliens. Because he
Yeah,
becomes like the cybersecurity guy, so that's related to him understanding the language
yeah.
via the math. And then she becomes a reporter, and she's like the spokesperson.
And in that, one of the things that they bond over, Josh O'Connor's character explains that like, because he's so proficient at math, it like ruined all of his relationships and made him so
Yeah,
lonely. And I wish that was presented to us before
yeah.
we found out that he was one of the chosen, which I think could have been done better in a TV show, right? If like
If he would have had
slowly
like a
learning
path
about
sequence,
him. Yeah. And then we get the reveal on like like at the end of episode 4, right, where it's like, oh, actually you're one of them too. After like, imagine spending 3 episodes as like reading this as if Emily Blunt is the chosen one, only to then find out, no, there are 2 and
it's
you're
not
one of
that
them.
simple. Yeah,
Right? I think that would be more interesting to me, but I also like TV shows,
yeah,
which is I think the hardest part about having that feeling towards the film, because some people just don't like TV. Some people like a film is a 2.5 hour romp as a versus like to
oh,
9 10 hours. But I love TV.
in my head, just in my head, I know this isn't reality. I'm like, oh, you don't like movies? You like movies, but you don't like TV? Come on, man.
I mean I get
They're
it.
all connected.
I agree with you,
Yeah,
but I do get it,
that's
because
fair.
so like I think film and TV have a different relationship to endings,
Yeah,
right? Because like there is one beginning and one ending in a movie. Even in a series, it's like the next beginning is disconnected in a way, whereas like a TV show, it has a series of beginning and endings. It has to begin an episode while it begins a series, and then it has to end that episode before it ends the series, right? Like there's a different rhythm
yeah.
that is different.
I think it's or at least with how we go about time and whatnot in
Mm-hmm.
our society, it's a little easier to commit to a movie because you can just kind of go in and out, maybe perhaps in a
Yeah.
way that a TV show requires more like continuous return to the same thing.
Especially these days, like, because
Oh yeah,
most shows aren't built for like syndication. Like
yeah,
you could go in and out of Full House, but you can't go in and
yeah,
out of Pluribus, you know? Um,
yes.
but yeah. Final thoughts on Disclosure Day.
Emily Blunt, you're great.
Emily Blunt is really great. If you like Spielberg films, you'll probably like it. If you like dad movies, you'll probably like it.
I used to
Um,
have a crush on her in The Devil Wears Prada when I was little.
period.
Yeah.
All right. While we explore that crush, where else can they find us, Leah?
You can find us on any place that they have podcasts as well as TikTok and
And
Patreon.
on Patreon for $5 a month, you get access to Office Hours, our podcast after the pod, where we're a little looser, little riskier, and maybe consume a little legal substance. Here's a sneak peek. You know what it
Infuriating.
felt? You know what it feels like? The people that are like, she did this to herself. It feels like the same people that are like, We didn't bully you for liking anime. You did that to yourself. We all liked anime the whole time. You were just like colorist or did this thing.
We didn't outcast you. You were just fucking weird.
Yeah, and it's like, no. You did that shit. So if you can afford it, please send it our way. If not, please like, comment, subscribe the video. And until we see you next, stay black, stay nerdy, and read books.
Please
read books. Read sci-fi. Like this movie's and Project Hail Mary have gotten me in a real like sci-fi mood. I've been really thinking.
Oh, you should read Ted Chiang.
Okay, yeah. I'll put that on the list. And also I really want to read Axiom's End by Lindsay Ellis.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah.